Welcome back to our training on creating tests in Ultra courses. This final video will cover how to grade student work in tests. If you haven't created tests, or if you haven't set them up for students to take, make sure you watch those videos first. Let's get started. So there's a few ways that we can get to the test to grade it. So if we go up here to Gradebook, this is probably closer to what you're used to doing in original courses. If we are on Gradable Items view, we'll see all of the stuff, and we can either scroll to the bottom, or it might be easier, is just sort by grading status, which will show us everything that we need to grade. And we see Demo Test is right here, and we see how many we have to grade. Just click it. We can also go to our Grid view, and scroll all the way to the right, and we see Demo Test is right here, and we've got a couple of submissions. Just click on one of those submissions and click View, and you'll be brought to the grading interface. So those are pretty close to how it worked on Original, but it's actually easier in Ultra. You can just click on the thing that you want to grade, in this case our Demo Test, and right here at the top you'll see the Submissions tab. Now any way that you go into the submissions, you're going to get to this screen. And there's a few things we can do here. If you've got a lot of students and want to grade a particular one, you can search for their name here. You can also sort by whether the student has submitted the item or whether you've graded the item right here. In the list of students, you're going to see the student's name, the status of their submission, whether you've graded the attempt, and if we scroll over, you will see the Safe Assign status for the different answers to the essay questions on the test. Now, clicking on one of these students who submitted the test will bring us to the flexible grading interface. Now this flexible grading interface has some things that we can do. By default, it shows each student's entire test, and that's what we see here. We've got William White preview user selected, and we've got all of the questions from the test. To switch to a different student, we just click that different student in the test. You can sort by grading statuses, so if somebody's already been done, they can be taken out of the list just by clicking on this box up here and clicking Needs Grading. Now for this kind of test, Scholar actually did most of the grading for us, so it might be easier is to grade by question instead of by student. We can do that by clicking on Questions up here, and now we see a list of all of our questions. And again, we can filter it by which questions need grading and which are actually all graded. So if I click here on Essay, now I see both of my students' essay questions, and I can grade them individually. All you need to do to grade a question is go up here, click the box, and put how many points the student has for the question. You might ask about feedback for individual essay questions. Right now you can't do that, but that's coming soon. I'm going to flip back to the student real quick. And now you see, because I've graded those essay questions, that our students have actually both been graded. If I flip back to grading statuses, we see their overall grades, and there's a final grade. We do have a little bit more that we can do here in the feedback panel. You will see the originality report, and you see down here we have a report for question 5 in this case, which is the essay question that we asked, and we can click on it to get the report, and anything that SafeAssign found in its database would be highlighted. We cover this a lot more extensively in the assignment grading tool because that's where it's used more, so check that out if it's something that's interesting to you. So one advantage of giving tests on Scholar is it's really easy to fix grades if you realized a question was messed up. For example, if we have a new instructional technologist named Darth Vader, who's absolutely as good as Jan and Will here, and we realize we forgot them in the checkbox, we can fix this question. It's really easy to do. Right here in the grading interface, you can just click on the 3 dots at the top of the question and go to Edit Regrade. And we can see our question here, and we have a few choices. If you decide the question just straight up wasn't fair, you can click this Give Full Credit to Everyone box. When you do that, everybody gets the question right. You can also make the question extra credit, but be aware that when you do that, you reduce the points possible for the test, so that may affect your grade calculations. Or you can simply change the correct answers for the test. So if we check the box next to Darth Vader here and click Save, we get a little warning saying that the questions will be regraded. When I click Update, it takes a few seconds, but notice now Will White preview user got this correct, but our other preview user, who just answered Will and Jan, missed Darth Vader now, so got it wrong. This is very useful if you have, say, 100 students in your class and you realize that one of the questions is wrong. You don't have to go back and fix everybody's grade. You can just fix it all at once. We're not 100% done, though. Right now, because of our settings, the students don't see their grade. They just see it as waiting to be graded. We have to post their grades before they can. Remember, in our settings video, we had the checkbox that decided whether we posted grades automatically, and we chose to leave that unchecked since we had an essay question. Now, we can go down here and click Post Grades right here in the flexible grading interface, but there's some other places we can post grades as well. Here in our Submissions view, we can post an individual grade over here next to the student, or we can post all of the grades at once up here at the top. You can also go into the gradebook, and in Grid View, you can post an individual grade by clicking on it and clicking Post, or all of the grades by clicking on the top and clicking Post. Finally, if you're in Gradable Items view, and we're going to have to find it, you can just click the Post button, and it will post the grades. Once you do that, you get a little bit of a confirmation, and you can just click Post All Grades to send them out. That's pretty much all there is to the grading process. That's all for our training for now. I know that was quite a bit of information. If you need some written documentation, you can find it at our help site or Blackboard's help site, both of which you see here on the screen and are linked in the description. You can also contact me at the information you see here on the screen with questions. Thanks for watching.